Balloon 6-2 layout to launch. In our exploration of performance and fuel planning, a meticulous approach is pivotal. A proficient balloon pilot consults performance charts, factoring in the day's conditions, and draws reasonable conclusions about the balloon's limitations for the specific flight. Before embarking on the journey, it is prudent to scrutinize fuel gauges to ensure an adequate supply for the planned flight. Transitioning to the indispensable chase crew, they shoulder responsibilities divided into inflation or launch and chase or recovery. The crew briefing, ideally conducted before the onset of noise and activity, is essential. A thorough discussion of requirements, particularly during inflation, ensures a harmonious and well-coordinated effort. The size of the crew is a nuanced consideration, contingent on factors such as balloon size, flight purpose, and terrain. For instructional flights with a small balloon, a crew of 3, comprising the instructor, student, and 1 additional member, may suffice. However, larger passenger balloons typically require a more extensive crew. Balancing the number of crew members is crucial, ensuring that the driver of the chase vehicle is not unduly distracted. A recommended minimum crew for the vehicle is 2, a driver and a navigator or balloon spotter. This streamlined approach fosters safety. The optimal size of the inflation crew for a sport balloon is generally 4 individuals. This ensemble comprises the pilot operating the burner, 2 individuals holding the mouth open, and 1 person managing the crown line. Some pilots may introduce a 5th member as a fan operator, although this remains a matter of technique and personal preference. While a larger crew may seem beneficial, it is crucial to avoid counterproductive situations arising from a lack of coordination. Windy or crowded conditions necessitate a person holding the crown line, and consideration should be given to canceling the flight if excessive crew is required, potentially compromising safety. Turning our attention to attire, safety, and comfort are paramount for both crew members and the pilot. Practical considerations include restraining long hair and avoiding items such as scarves, hanging jewelry, or loose eyeglasses that could impede setup, particularly near the inflation fan. Cotton attire with long sleeves and trousers is recommended for both safety and comfort, especially given the potential for burns, contact with harmful plants, and varying temperatures throughout the flight. As we delve into the nuanced aspects of balloon flight, a discerning understanding of flight types emerges. Whether it's a paid passenger ride, instructional flight, race, rally, advertising or promotion, or a recreational endeavor, each type demands a specific approach. Commercial balloon pilots often offer paid passenger rides to offset costs, underscoring the importance of aligning with passengers' expectations. Instructional flights necessitate close collaboration between the crew and instructor, ensuring an enriching learning experience for the student. Competitions, on the other hand, may require a shift in crew responsibilities to support the pilot in achieving specific goals. Crucially, the chase crew must grasp the direction of flight, a task easier said than done. While the balloon's direction is challenging to discern from a moving vehicle, a strategic approach involves driving away from the launch site, parking in a suitable location, and determining the balloon's trajectory. Rushing after the balloon without knowing its direction is counterproductive. The balloon often changes direction shortly after launch due to variations in winds aloft compared to surface winds. Subsequently, positioning the chase vehicle in the balloon's path allows the crew to monitor the flight effectively. Communication between the pilot and crew, facilitated by voice or hand signals, becomes pivotal as the balloon flies over the chase vehicle. This dynamic interplay between the pilot and crew forms the backbone of a safe and successful flight operation. As we navigate through these essential elements, the intricate tapestry of ballooning operations unfolds, revealing the interconnected roles of the pilot and crew in orchestrating a seamless airborne experience. In the realm of hot air ballooning, the crew briefing stands as a pivotal moment, encompassing a spectrum from concise directives to elaborate discussions on the intricacies of laying out, assembling, inflating, chasing, recovering, and packing a balloon. The pilot, holding the reins of responsibility, often imparts these crucial instructions either over the phone the night before or within the confines of the chase vehicle en route to the launch site. Yet, it's most commonly at the launch site, just before flight, that the crew briefing takes center stage. Regardless of whether the crew members are seasoned hands or stepping onto the grounds for the first time, a comprehensive briefing precedes each flight. The level of detail may taper for the experienced crew, but certain core instructions hold universal relevance for all. These include insights into the estimated duration of the flight, information aiding the chase and recovery efforts, the anticipated flight direction, specific roles and responsibilities during the inflation process, and duties once the balloon attains equilibrium. Consider a typical flight briefing as an example. For this flight, my plan is a 1-hour duration, carrying approximately 2 hours of fuel. Based on my weather briefing and the pilot balloon observations, I anticipate a southeasterly direction. However, a westward journey might necessitate landing before reaching the freeway. Expect some contour flying with the possibility of ascending to 2,000 feet for observation. Let's utilize Channel 6 on the radio and you'll find a county road map on the front seat. Addressing the crew individually, the pilot designates roles. Patricia as the crew chief and driver, Bob and Patricia managing the mouth of the balloon, Susan operating the fan with safety precautions, and Leslie on the crown line, with a reminder to avoid entanglements. With a final call for questions, the sleeves are rolled down, gloves put on, and the team readies for action. Now, turning our attention to the specific responsibilities of the crown line crew member, their duty unfolds in the delicate dance of holding the line's end, leaning away from the envelope, and using body weight to stabilize the balloon. As the heated air propels the envelope skyward, the crew member allows controlled tension on the crown line, preventing erratic movements. The gradual release of tension follows as the envelope achieves its upright position. The crown line's length is a variable, with pilots adopting different approaches. Some let it hang straight down, others connect it to the basket or burner frame, while some keep it short for specific scenarios like windy inflations or confined deflations. Knots are generally absent, although loops may be attached. It's crucial to avoid snags, particularly in trees, as lines tied to the basket form a substantial loop. Some pilots, especially in windy conditions, opt for a double crown line to enhance control during gusts. This technique proves valuable in stabilizing the balloon during extended ground tethering or events like an evening balloon glow, where gusty winds persist post-sunset.